Right, here is your tutorial on how to assemble these magazines. I've got the 2 shells printed here. I've already got some pieces installed in them already, just the heat set inserts. These are made from brass. They are dirt cheap. You can find them on eBay. You're looking for M4s for these, 3 per magazine, and M3s for this one and this one. All you do is, there are specific tips for these you can get, but unless you're going to be doing a lot of these, just use a soldering iron. Make sure the soldering iron is clean. There's no like leftover solder on it. Heat it up and just slowly melt it in. Yeah, that's it. Just make sure they go in straight. If they go in like little crooked, you're not going to be able to screw it together, and that's a problem. So anyway, the right half of the mag takes all 5 of the inserts. Left half does not take any inserts. That's where the screws go in. So putting this together, you've got your detent with your M3 by 10 screw right here. This is going to go here. You want to make sure this little tab is under there. Otherwise, it doesn't work very well or at all. Tighten it down and then back it off about a quarter turn. Depending on your tolerance on the holes, this thing will either pivot around the screw or it will actually turn the screw as it goes. So that's why you pivot it off, or that's why you back it off a quarter turn. It's not coming out because it will be retained by that hole right there. So it's not coming out unless you take the mag apart. This is where you put one of your small springs in, right here. There's a little recessed area right here where it goes. Come on, there it is. And there's your detent. Little gooseneck looking thing. Let's see here. This is what I have been calling the plunger. This is not the updated version with the set screw in it. This is one of the older versions, but it assembles the same. You're going to put it in here. Where'd the other spring go? There it is. Put your spring in there. Put this in. Push down. And when you get past... This thing does not want to focus. Come on. When you get past this little bit right here, you can just rotate it in. That's it. When you take it apart, just grab it, rotate it out. Okay? Push down a little, rotate it in. And then it's going to be trapped in there. Once the actual ratchet is there, there's a little piece right here that kind of traps it and prevents it from spinning out. Plus, of course, there's the entire other half of the mag. Let's see here. Beyond that, follower, ratchety thing. You know how these go together if you've ever dealt with mags before. As for the length you want it when all is said and done, let's see here. I'm just going to go end of ratchet to end of follower. Come on. 17 inches, give or take a little bit. So it's going to be about 43 centimeters for those of you outside of the US and that one other country that uses imperial measurements. I forget which one it is. Anyway, putting this in, you take, so this is the side that you used to turn, obviously with your fingers, and this is the little ratchety bits. You want to have that side up, pull your spring down, put the string in this slot right here. That keeps it retained. Push these screws out so they don't get in the way. Run it up through the channel. You can start at the bottom here where you got these nubs that will line up with those holes. That helps you align everything. get spring in the channel, and once you are here, you have to push down on the release, and it'll just snap together. After that, push your follower down past your detent. Here's where you might run into some trouble, especially if you use a more flexible material for the detent, is catching it right here on the way down and bending it. So there you go. Pull the detent back, push it past there, and then you just screw in the 4 screws. I'm not going to show you how to do that. That's easy. Beyond that, it's a regular magazine. Wind it, load it, shoot it. It's a mag. You know what you're doing from now if you're into MagFed. All right, just a little addendum here. When you go to take this apart, the thing I always screwed up the most, and it took me a little while to get in the habit of, is after you take the screws out, you can't just pull it apart. It gets kind of messy that way. You see how the ratchet is trying to follow the right half of the mag? You don't want that. When you go to take these apart, you're going to want to push down on the ratchet release or plunger or whatever we're calling it now, and pull it apart that way. So push down, push against the ratchet, and it'll come apart. Just like that. Nice and easy.